Sometimes we find two spectrums of clients, right? One spectrum of clients that are all in, they believe in it. However, they sort of believe that it's too expensive or it's only for large companies, large enterprises. It's not for small companies. You really need a data science team or an AI engineer to develop some of these programs. And the reality is that, with the recent sort of innovation in AI and low code or no code platforms, some of these use cases and pilot is less than $1,000 a month to kind of really develop. AI is really not just for the enterprises, but there are a lot of simple use cases that can start small and build momentum. And you certainly don't need an AI engineer. You certainly need a good advisor to kind of help you through it. Then we have other sort of naysayers that say, hey, the output is always wrong, which is not correct. The output can sometimes be wrong. So you got to put some guardrails around it and put some policies around it. Then you got people that are on the extreme that have some beliefs that AI is just a plug and play. There is one silver bullet that can solve everything. It's just a plug and play, and AI outputs are always right. Believe all of it. So those are all myths, and we all have to be very mindful and careful of it. We really say that AI in today's world can bring significant competitive advantage to a company. And if you think about what are we really doing, we are preparing our workforce for the future. The future is an AI ready workforce. AI is meant to augment. It's never meant, take away jobs. But even at that, we have to really, really train our employees to use AI effectively, safely, efficiently, and in a secure manner. The rate of change is so high that companies that engage in really training their workforce using AI or training them on how to use AI will make significant leverage against companies that don't. And that's kind of how we advise our clients is this is here to stay. This is moving very rapidly. The rate of change is exponential, anything more than we've ever seen before. And the right thing to do is to embrace it, train the team to be able to use it. Yeah, I mean, most of the clients that come to us are all hesitant, right? They're either hesitant from believing in it or trying to secure it or even like trying to figure out how to use it. So they're all hesitant. And we've developed internally this 5C framework to sort of like the Porter's 5 forces type of a model, but we've come up with this internal framework of the 5 C's. And it's really the first thing, the first C is it starts with culture. You got to develop the right culture internally and be able to put the employees at ease that this is not meant to take away their jobs, but to really augment them and augment the work that they do and bring benefits to both sides. The second C is champion. Find a champion in the company that is already, biased with the use of AI and make that person kind of lead the AI initiative. The third C stands for compliance. That's number one, is putting guardrails, putting an AI use case policy in place, training people on what type of data to put out there and what type of data not to put out there. I mean, you've got HIPAA compliance with PII and you've got CMMC compliance. You've got clients that are SOC 2 Type 2 certified. So you've got to put guardrails and train your employees on what type of data to exchange. The fourth C is crowdsource ideas. And this is something we see all the time. If you talk to the executives, they come up with a number of use cases that they think are the right use cases or big force multipliers. But when you start to talk to the frontline folks, the folks that are end users, they have amazing use cases. And the idea of kind of really freeing them up to make sure that they're not threatened by AI, that's when the big flywheel effect type of AI use cases come to the forefront. And the fifth is co-create and co-benefit. So the idea of when you create AI agents with the help of employees, how do you benefit them? And clearing I call the why and the WIFM. Why is why are we engaging in AI? And the WIFM is what's in it for me? Clearing both of those aspects from the very beginning of the conversation, I think creates an amazing adoption curve. And that's kind of how we help our clients. Yeah, I mean, what we've seen is AI is like a flywheel accelerator. It starts very small. Every company can start small and it can have a significant impact. Like small savings of, 10 minutes a day adds up to 50 to 60 minutes a week. And that adds up to 4 hours a month, and that again adds up to like 50 hours. So when you start to think of the force multiplier that it can bring, then you're not really looking for the big impacts, right? You're also looking for, hey, I take once a month, I create a financial report. It takes me an hour to do it. Can I build an agent and train it on how to think like me and how to write like me? And that might take 15 minutes. So lo and behold, you just save 45 minutes every month, and that all adds up. So again, the whole idea of it's a flywheel accelerator, and it's also a journey. The adoption curve does take time, and to have patience and engage in it, but engage in a secured way, I think is the most important thing. I mean, some of the simple use cases you can think of are, an HR generalist agent. How many times people are pinging your HR manager or your HR coordinator on questions and what's my PTO balance? And I have this benefit question and I'm going for this kind of a procedure. Is it covered? So a simple way to build a use case is feed all of the information about benefits and policies and your employee handbook, and create an agent that employees can ask questions and get answers. As I mentioned before, financial report writer. If you can feed your financial reports and actually teach the agent on how to write in your voice, then it can actually write the reports for you or create a presentation if you're doing a board presentation. I mean, those are very simple use cases to think about. Another pretty powerful use case is interview question generator. We created an agent for one of our clients. We created the role that you are in, and you feed the agent the job description and the resume, and based on those three things, it generates interview questions for you that are very insightful and are scenario based as opposed to pure Q&A. That saves the interviewers some significant time, but also at the same time, it brings very insightful answers to the forefront. We primarily use our 5C framework, which is set the culture, set the tone. We provide our client CEOs with talk track of how to really set the tone within the company. And we partnered with a platform called hats.ai. And the big idea about this platform is really three very critical things, right? One is it's a secured environment, it's SOC 2 Type 2 compliant, and the data doesn't leave the model, so it's not used to train the model or train any of the LLMs. It brings 12 separate distinct LLMs to the same platform. And it also provides ideas based on the persona and based on the use case as to which LLM to use for a particular task. And lastly, all of the business logic, workflows, RAGs, all of the knowledge base about a company resides within this platform and does not become a property or germane to a particular LLM. So on the fly, you could literally change LLMs and you still retain all of the business logic. So using sort of this framework, we go after the most simple use cases, right? We talk to clients and talk to each department and say, what are the things that you absolutely hate doing and you don't feel are good contributors to your work performance? So we identified those, and it could be as simple as, hey, I do this spreadsheet analysis on sales every month, and lo and behold, we create an agent and prompt it appropriately, and they upload their data, and it spits out the analysis in the way they want it, in the format they want. And that saves time, but that also makes them a believer. To us, the biggest impact is the shift in culture and the adoption of AI. So initially, it's about, can we pick up simple ideas that are frustrating to the employees and they don't like doing it, and turn those into agents and thereby make them a believer of AI. One that I can think of we recently did was sales pre-meet notes generator. So we created an agent that can look through your appointments for the day or for the whole week and identify sales prospects and actually look up the company, their website, identify the pain points of the industry, look up the LinkedIn profile of the people that you'd be meeting with, and generate ideas and talking points and create personas of each of the individuals, and actually advise the salesperson on, this person posts this kind of stuff and is a sports buff, and so here's an icebreaker with this particular person. And the other person, by the way, is more on, self-help type of books and posts a lot on philosophy and, cultural ideas. So here's a way to break the ice with them. That has been, game changing for some of our clients. This is where the rubber meets the road. Is we do all of this work, but we cannot measure and identify savings that come out of these type of initiatives, then all of it is in vain. So we have a spreadsheet format that we help our clients with. For every single use case that's developed, we identify the hours saved, sort of do a validation of that and keep track of that. So we want to show them, and we haven't had any clients yet that have been through the full 6-month sort of adoption curve because it's so new. But the idea is that at the end of the 6-month adoption curve, curve, we're able to sort of show, like, this is the total number of minutes savings that we've had collectively, and thereby the man hour savings that we've had collectively over the last 6 months. It's a very meticulous way of measuring the savings in minutes for every single agent that's created, and that also helps us kind of root out the agents that are not performing well, that people are not using, either go back and reiterate on those agents or completely retire them. And this is an iterative process, so not every agent is going to be that productive, but that's the whole idea, is to kind of measure it, improve upon it, and eventually see the fruit of the benefits.